So you're talking about kids playing sport, and you're right. Mum and Dad's taxi is taking kids from sport to sport on a weeknight and Saturday and Sunday. So you bring NFL flag to the mix. Tell us about the NFL flag program and why that's important and what you're trying to do.
100%. Look, so NFL flag for us is a really important part of Australia's strategy and obviously a really important part for our strategy globally. I'm a big believer that if you participate in a sport at a young age or at any age, you learn the rules quicker and ultimately you then become a fan. Our sport is not quick and easy to learn the rules, and it's not a basic sport that you can pick up a ball and play. It does have tactic, it does have skill, and it requires thinking for the most part. So NFL flag is a non-contact version of NFL. 5-on-5 is what we play in sports, but it is mixed gender, so girls and boys playing together. And what we've been allowed to do. So we started off with a pilot in Queensland, just 10 schools, wanted to learn, wanted to understand, how would the sport go in the Australian market? What would be the learnings that we would take from that program? So doing it at a pilot level, just to really kind of learn and understand and not assume that we know everything, was how we strategize that. And we quickly learned a lot, but certainly the expansion of that program came from just the level of interest that was coming in organically. So we expanded to 84 schools, all states of Australia in 10 months, which was just insane. And but really exciting that we could see this momentum growing. The kids that were playing the sport were giving us fantastic feedback. The parents were giving us great feedback, and just saying how much their child had learnt from the sport. We were also getting feedback that from parents that had girls, particularly, that weren't really that into sport or had dropped out of sport and were starting to play NFL flag and just loved it. So we're coming home asking how they could play it even more. And again, I guess that kind of sentiment really got us kind of going around how do we grow this program even further. We worked really closely in partnership with IFAF, the International Federation of American Football, to work through how we as an organisation could help them to become an Olympic sports property. We both succeeded in that goal, and it will be an Olympic sport in LA28. What does that mean for Australia? Obviously, it's fantastic for Australia, and we'll work with the local federation here, Gridiron Australia, to certainly support them as much as we can as they establish their Olympic team. But what we really, really care and are passionate about is the fact that we have Brisbane 32 that follows LA 28, and we want to ensure that flag football remains an Olympic sport from through Brisbane and into the future. And at the moment, we aren't guaranteed that. So the work we're putting in right now is really servicing our vision to hopefully, fingers crossed, make flag football continue through the future, so that kids that are playing the sport now, if they're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, they actually would have a shot at being in the national team in the future. So it's a big vision. It's an exciting vision.
It would be a terrific full circle moment for yourself if you were to see some of these kids coming through playing flag now, and then you drive up the road to Brisbane and seeing them on an Olympic field playing NFL flag.
Yeah, it would be unbelievable, I think, for them. I think for their families, and I think for Australia as a whole. I think just to see that kind of full circle opportunity open up, particularly that opportunity for both girls and boys. So I think we're certainly very excited about what can happen with Olympic sports and what can happen with NFL flag. And I think we're trying to give, as you well know, Sean, I think we're trying to give kids a big opportunity now. So if they play in their state championship for their school, we do one in every state. The state winners win a chance to come to the Nationals on the Gold Coast. So we fly kids from all over the country up to the Gold Coast and put on a really big showcase for the national championship. And then the ultimate prize being that the team that wins that national championship goes to the Pro Bowl games in Orlando, Florida, each year to play essentially on the world stage against, this year it was 13 other countries from around the world. And obviously go to the Pro Bowl as well and have a fantastic experience. So, those are the types of experiences that, whilst, the Olympic piece is a really big vision, those kind of tangible experiences right now that, that people may have never got in their lives are really what kind of, I think, makes our program special.
Most definitely, and seeing those kids who might have only learnt the game 6 to 12 weeks earlier, playing against kids from Canada and Mexico is amazing.